What's up, guys, and welcome to the Will of the Emperor 10-man normal raid guide. As always, from a healing perspective, and as always, the abilities will be scrolling above my head. Real quickly before we get into the fight, if you're wondering why I am not on my druid in this video, as I've told you guys before in weekly videos, I am a utility raider. I will bring what is needed. We needed good DPS. So in this video, I'm actually playing my my mage, but I will still be giving you the healing guide and kind of the healing ideas on how to get this guys done. But the actual video footage will not be from my druid, so keep that in mind. Heading right into the fight, guys. It's really a sweet fight. This fight is one of those fights that it's just, after you get done with Elegon, right, and you're so used to just beating the crap out of like a single target, and then your spark, and then back on boss, and just burning. You've got all these damage buffs, you've got everything else. You get to the Will of the Emperor, and it's all about control. It's just about relaxing, going in order, killing what you're supposed to kill, and that's it. Pretty much what he'll do, guys, is he'll spawn an entire phase of ads before the bosses come out. What this does is it allows you to pretty much take a look at every mechanic that you're going to deal with during this fight. Okay? He's got strength, he's got ragers, and then he has courage. The priority is courage if it's up. Courage is the one that puts the big bubble in front that you have to get behind, kill before it gets to the tank, or else it pretty much will wipe your raid. Then there's strength. We actually had our Ret Paladin tanking the strength one. It just made the other damage going out a little bit easier to handle, as the tanks in this fight do get hit extremely hard, guys. They really do. So keep that in mind too. If there's any way you can help mitigate, try to do that. There is an enrage, I believe, but we didn't get anywhere near it. It really wasn't that big of a deal to us. And then the last one, of course, are the Ragers, which can be CC'd. They can be, I mean, we had two mages. I was Frost in this one. You know, we had just a lot of CC. So if you can get a lot of CC and a couple of dot classes, you're really going to be in good shape for this fight. Melee DPS on this fight, if they can dance, they're okay. If they can't dance, kick them. They are completely worthless in this fight if they cannot figure out how to do the dance with the bosses. What I'm talking about with the dance of the bosses is they will do, as you can see in the background, is they're doing the strikes, right? Like they do a devastating combo is what it's called. And if you can dodge all of the attacks in the devastating combo, you get an extra action button as a tank or a melee that hits the boss for 500,000 damage. So if you've got two tanks and two melee, you're looking at 2 million damage, bam, after every combo if you can get it done. The problem is if you can't dodge it, for each part that you can't dodge, you get hit. And the healers literally do not have time to heal you. In this fight, you really need to watch out for your healers and try to mitigate your damage taken as much as humanly possible. This is why, like, CCs, anything that you can use to get these ads down and to not have them pummeling your face is going to help your healers, because I'm not kidding you guys, these tanks are taking a lot of damage. This is called the Titan gas phase. This is the next phase. This is where you burn it. You burn down the rest of the ads, then you get on the boss. This is where you cycle your raid cooldowns for healing. This is where you cycle your Devo auras, your AMZs, your tranks, your meditations. I mean, anything that you have, any hymns, this is where you want to use it. You want to try to stay generally stacked as a ranged and a healer group, because there's no more ads coming out. It makes it a lot easier for healers, and it just kind of makes it generally overall easy. And remember, guys, when the Titan gas disappears, there's ad timers. The ads don't come back right away, so keep DPSing that boss. And again, you literally just do this on rinse and repeat. This is the entire fight. The tanks pull their big guys to the back of the room on either side. They're dealing with dancing. Your healers are dealing with healing them. Your ranged DPS, again, if you and your healers, like, all your DPS need to be doing this. Your melee is obviously another story. We only had one, and he's an extremely talented Ret Paladin, so what we did is we just had him tanking the strength. What this allowed us to do was he could kind of heal himself. It allowed our healers to kind of tunnel into the tanks, because during that Titan gas phase, guys, everybody, including the players, is 25% harder. What that means is your tanks are going to get smacked. Like, they need to be rotating cooldowns the entire Titan gas phase. If you have any damage reduction cooldown, like druids have Iron Bark. I know like monks have Life Cocoon. You know, anything like that. If you have bubbles, if you're a priest, that or pain suppression, that's when you're throwing them on the tanks. Is cycle it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, tank's popping his first cooldown, tank's popping his second cooldown, tank's popping third cooldown, healer cooldown. Anything you can do to keep that damage mitigated, I'm telling you, is literally the difference between wiping on this fight and not. The only real hard part about this fight, guys, is making sure that your add kill order never varies. If you see somebody killing Ragers when there's a strength up, yell at them because they're doing it wrong. I cannot stress enough, guys, Ragers can be CC'd. If you have a Ring of Frost out, it doesn't break, okay? I mean, you can literally keep these guys CC'd the entire time until it's time to kill them if you coordinate what you're doing, okay? The reason I love this fight is because it's so much fun as a ranged class, especially. Like, I had so much fun on my mage on this, guys, because I could go through and all I was doing was like pretty much CC duty. I was CC duty and just blowing up ads when I could. And I was just kiting, not really kiting, but just kind of, you know, CCing, making sure I wasn't getting smacked, keeping my DPS priority up. Again, you want to keep that courage, that one with the big bubble. He doesn't come out often, but when he does, everybody needs to immediately switch on him. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're DPS, get on that guy. That guy is the most important. After that, again, it's the strength. The strength does do an ability. He'll put a white circle on the ground. Make sure that you stay out of the white circle. It will stun you, and it will do moderate damage to the point where it's an inconvenience for your healers. Remember, if your healers are inconvenienced and wasting their mana on you, you're doing it wrong. During that Titan Gas phase, guys, also remember, if you're not a healer, cycle your personal cooldowns. If you have Bark Skin, if you have Ice Berry, if you have, you know, your any personal cooldown, you know, Dark Bargain if you're a Warlock, Deterrence maybe. Well, probably not Deterrence. It's probably a bad idea. Don't do that. But any damage reduction cooldown that you have, you know, Lock Cookies, again, this is the time to use them as Titan Gas phase. Because what you're doing is, again, the tanks are getting hit so hard, don't make the healers have to worry about you because you're being dumb. Help your raid. That's your job, is to keep yourself alive. I promise you, at the end, if you treat this fight like a PvP fight, it is the easiest fight ever. What do I mean by that? Control the ads, right? Keep yourself alive. Do not rely on a healer. You should not be relying on a healer as a ranged DPS in this fight. It is not your job. Healers literally are too busy, okay? They're too busy with the tanks. If they can throw hots on you and throw dots on you, great. But I promise you, they do not have time to take 4 or 5 seconds, get in range of you, throw a direct heal, run back to the tank. The tank will be dead. You can't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Other than that, though, guys, this fight is a lot of fun. It's so much easier than Elegon. Like, if you can get Elegon down, there's absolutely no reason. I think we two-shot this guy. If you've done it on LFR, it's literally exactly the same, but the bosses obviously don't hit quite as hard and don't have quite as much health. But it's literally the same exact thing as LFR. Like, if you can get through LFR, you can get through this fight. Obviously, everything's going to hit a little bit harder, but that's as it's supposed to be, as LFR is supposed to not be hard. So keep that in mind. Like, if you want to practice this, melee especially, if you have melee DPS or tanks in your raid, make them go to LFR and practice on will. Practice dancing. It's the same exact thing. They use the same moves. They do everything. This is your dance practice. Because I'm telling you guys, if you're a melee and you're in there getting hit, you're doing it wrong, and you're gonna wipe your raid. It's that simple. Like, he waits long enough, as you can see. I mean, look how long you have to get out of the way. It's not that hard. Our tanks were just blowing this guy up. It's just, once you get used to it, it might take you 1 or 2 times to see it, but that's why they have LFR. Go in there and check it out, because it's really a cool fight. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you guys need to know about this fight. We talked about the ad order. We talked about CCing. We talked about cycling cooldowns during Titan Gas. Obviously, that's when you're burning the bosses as well. And again, guys, like, we got through our 3rd Titan Gas, and just a quick pointer. Even if the boss isn't dead, don't worry about it. Keep on your ad rotation. I promise you, with the tanks doing the amount of damage that they're doing, especially in miss overall, don't worry about it. You will be completely fine. There is no reason for you to get out of control and not burning the boss. Eventually, if you get down to 2 or 3%, yeah, tell 2 of the range DPS or 1 of the range DPS to CC the ads. You know, get that strength down and let the ragers do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. Have a range CC them so they don't get to the tank and start hitting people, and then just burn down the boss, guys. I'm telling you, follow the steps, and this is an awesome fight, guys. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe below. See you in the Heart of Fear.